Hey everyone, did you know that you can actually use Claude to translate your e-learning courses? So in my course, How to Create Custom E-Learning Using Claude Code, I show you how to create a drop-down box that the learner can use to be able to switch languages inside of the course. But I also talk about how to use the browser language to be able to detect and automatically pull up the correct language there. But I also use Claude to be able to translate the course into different languages. Because we have this course set up in a way where we have the content inside of a JSON file, so all of our pages are inside of a JSON file, what I'm able to do is have an English version and have a Spanish version. Now, I've created custom courses for years, and that's the way that I structured the courses back before AI, where we had to set up the different languages. I had to create a course that was 32 different languages. So when I was creating this course inside how to use Claude Code, I wanted to structure it the same way. I wanted to put everything inside of JSON. But then I was like, oh, can Claude actually translate it for me? And what it did, let me come into Claude here, and I'll show you what it did for Spanish. So when I select the drop-down box, I have Spanish right here. And so it automatically translates everything because it's inside of that JSON, just loads the course and everything inside of it inside of Spanish here. So you can see that as I go through the different pages, everything is inside of Spanish. I did not touch the translation. Now, just like everything with AI, you want to be able to verify that this is correct. I wouldn't just take it as is and go forward with it. I'd want to have a native Spanish speaker be able to go in and make sure that everything is good. But it can get me most of the way there. So I can just go in, translate it, and boom, I'm ready to go. So if I see the menu, I can see all of my menu here as well. But what I want to do is translate it into a new language. And so let's go ahead, and it may take a little while, but I'm going to go ahead and translate this into a completely new language. So let's just start. I'm going to use Typelist to be able to type this out. I want to take my course and now translate it into Portuguese. And so it should show up in the drop-down box as Portuguese. And then let's just translate the first 5 pages for now. But have the Portuguese section translate the first 5 pages for me into Portuguese. So when I switch over to Portuguese, everything on the first 5 pages will all be in Portuguese. Keep the rest of the pages in English for now. I'm just doing that for the sake of time. You could actually just have it translate everything into Portuguese, but just for the sake of time here. Now that we have this framework and I cover all of that inside of the course, we're able to then translate it into different languages. Now I set this up as a template because I want to be able to use it to be able to create different courses. And so we talk about setting it up, and then we talk about copying it and then using it to create different courses. But let's go ahead and give it a second. It may have a couple prompts where you need to allow it, like this one, where you just click on allow once or always allow, and then it will go back and forth a couple of times before it does the actual translation. But I'll go ahead and pause here for a second and make sure that it completes here. All right, so it says that it's done. It automatically previewed the Portuguese version for me. It went through a couple of pages. It's actually interesting to watch just to make sure that everything has worked there. But you can see here is our Portuguese version. I could switch it back to English if I want to. I could also rearrange if I want Spanish to be first. You can see Portuguese there, and you can switch that. But you can see here, it should have only done the first 5 pages. So there is the first page in Portuguese. Here's the second page as well. And then 3rd page, 4th page, which is our quiz question. Let's go to the 5th page and let's go on. And then you can see here, now it's inside of English. So I can continue to prompt it and say, okay, now translate the rest of it into Portuguese. Again, you want to publish this out, make sure that you send it over to a translation company, or you send it over to native speakers so they can verify that everything is correct. But as simple as that, to be able to take a piece of content, an e-learning custom content, translate it into a completely different language. Now, you could even probably do this with Storyline if you export out a Word document inside of Storyline for translation and say, hey, Claude, translate this into Spanish, and then import it back into Storyline. But just the framework that we created inside of that course allows me to just say, add a new language. Select this type of language here. And it will, the code inside of it that we set up will automatically detect the user's browser language and then just change it to the default language, which they can still switch to a different one, but it will just automatically select that as the default language when the course loads. Hopefully, let me know what you think. What other parts of this am I missing, or that you would see as pretty cool to be able to add that? Let me know in the comments below as well. If you want to check out more, you can head on over to my website at learningdojo.ninja. Here you can check out all previous blog posts, covering everything from A to Z learning developments. You can also check out that course I was talking about, creating custom e-learning with Claude Code. You can check out my Vibe Coding Fundamentals course as well. And then I have a bunch on Storyline and a bunch more in the works as well. So make sure you check that out. That's all I have for today. So thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.